But in today, was it today or yesterday? I believe it was today. They said in those text messages she was constantly asking, "Am I ugly? Do you think I'm pretty?" Well, let me tell you, she always felt ugly. She had very low self-esteem. And I was the one, I would always say, "You are beautiful." That's how I gave her the nickname Pretty Eyes, because her nickname from her mom is Tuda. And then we also call her Zaza. However, I wanted to go the extra mile and make her feel pretty when I call her name. And so I gave her Pretty Eyes because she had some beautiful, gorgeous eyes.
She's a beautiful
But
girl.
yes, she
She's
was. But
beautiful.
let me say this. They added to her low self esteem. They were constantly saying things to her like, "You nappy headed. You got nappy hair." So she felt like it gave her a complex because all the other children have fine hair. And I would have to tell her, "Baby, you got black girl magic. You see my kinks? You see my hair? You better love yourself. You are beautiful, baby. Those are nines all through your coils." And I would have to try to make her feel good
Yeah,
because they would tear her down by making her feel like she wasn't as pretty as the other kids. You
yeah.
got nappy hair, you bony. These were the things that they was so bald headed self. That was something they said regularly, and to them it was jokingly, but to her it was damaging.
Oh
It
yeah.
sounds like some of that.
Message where I tried to offer to pay for like the boys, two of the older boys in the household were allowed to go and play football. And I'm like, well, all these years, these boys get to go play football. Well, they got a scholarship. I'm like, they got cheerleading scholarships too. And if they don't, I'll be willing to pay for her to go to cheer. Why she always got to sit in the house? Why she can't
Mm.
never go and do anything? They declined my offer for that.
And
And
I'll
what
tell you
really
why.
puzzled me was when Nizea said that I I need the medicine or whatever it was that she was saying she needed
Her
because
sanitary napkins. Yeah.
no, this was she needed something because
Oh,
gym was getting very, very difficult for
for
her.
her to
So
do.
that
Yeah.
tells me that she had to be
Further along.
further along for it to start being a challenge for her to do activities in gym. So it tells me that somebody in the household, an adult somewhere, had to notice something. And I'm not just saying this to be ugly towards anybody out there, but like this is real. This is a young 13-year-old girl that is pregnant that cannot buy her own sanitary napkins. I haven't heard anybody say she had a job.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, did they
Well,
have
cleaning the shop,
Sam's Club
apparently.
stocks and
Yeah.
stocks and stocks of
Clean
this?
the
Or
public
did
bathroom.
you look at her? Did you, what? Because,
I wouldn't put it past the things that they know. Somebody know that was around her. Whether it was one of the other children, but I really believe that the adults knew. I grew up, I was a teenage girl. I was raised by my grandmother, and she
hmm,
kept the pads so she would know if I was coming to get them.
absolutely.
And even if
Yeah.
I came and got them, she said, "Let me see." She came in the
Yes.
bathroom to check me when I
Mm-hmm.
was
I
13,
agree.
14
I
years
got two
old.
girls, and they're never without their personals,
Yeah, right.
And not only
Yeah.
that, but I pay too much attention to my daughters for them to walk around here
Exactly.
and
Do
be
you
pregnant.
touch your child? Do your child lay in a bed with you? Do you?
Yeah.
I remember at 13 climbing in the bed with my grandmother, laying on her, her always hugging on me, her coming in my room while I was undressed to see what I was putting on going to school that day. Because at that age, 13, you want to wear the belly shirts, and she wasn't having that. But she stayed
Yeah.
on top of me. She knew what I was doing, like what I was wearing, and if
Yeah.
she saw me wearing sweatshirts and stuff all the time, she would have. I was 20 years old when I got pregnant with my first child, and she was like, "What you?" She figured it out because I didn't tell nobody until I was further along, and she
Look,
figured it out. She was like, "You pregnant?" I was like,
listen, let me tell you something. We don't have to even go to pregnancy. How about when you start having sex
"Yep."
and they can look in your eyes and
And
tell
tell
you
the way you
That's
walk, the way
right.
that
you
you're not a
smell, the way
virgin
you act,
anymore.
everything.
Come
So
on.
How about
Yep.
your neck turning black? Why?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's
What's
And
going
right.
they
on with you? Yep.
don't
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
listen, it's
So
the generation, the people, I don't know what's going on with folks now. Um,
but
you know,
no, let's remember, Annette runs a tight ship.
Hmm.
mm,
But
Hmm.
all this was going on, and one of the babies was able to get taken off in the car to the store, and then nobody knows she was being taken.
Right.
And multiple children in the households being violated.
But she
Well, for
couldn't.
one thing, with child protective services in their defense, or even an adoption agency, my sister works in that field. And I know, and she's had in the past, Deborah, as you know, she had foster children. They're going to come out to your house, and you have to have bedrooms according to the amount of children that's in the household.
Yeah,
So
she had
I
all
think I
that.
heard
She
you
made
say
sure
it
she
might have
She
been
was
her
real
ass.
11
tight with the
children.
bedrooms. Yes,
Oh, she made
absolutely.
sure she dot her ass across her
He
T's if it
had
was
the
affecting her check.
dressers, bunk beds. So that was so
Mm-hmm.
tight in that area.
Well, for
Yeah, she had
11
that
children, she
together.
would have had to have at least 7
Well,
bedrooms.
they weren't all in the house at the same time. Well, the one house they live in, I believe, was a 2-family family. They all initially it was just Naziah, her brother, her other daughter, and her 2 children. And then she had like 1 foster child. Well, then that foster child went away, and then the 2 came. And then they went away for a while, because actually those 2 were supposed to be in respite care or something, because they were with another family, but something happened with the family. They needed respite.
Temporary care, like on the weekend.
So she had them for a while, but then I guess the family, whatever they was going through, they couldn't no longer keep the children. So she ended up taking the children and keeping them permanently. And then the children went back to their parent, their abuser, and she abused them again. And then they brung them back to Annette. Mm-hmm. So she always made sure they was on top of her about that, like making sure there was enough bedrooms and the boys was separate from the girls and all this different stuff.
Yeah. Most just come back with 2 out of those siblings. It was even another child, which was a baby. That was
their brother.
Bag it up. Bag it. Shawty gon' bag it up. Yeah, shawty gon' bag it up. Shawty gon' bag it up. Shawty gon' bag it up. Why? Yeah, shawty gon' bag it up. Shawty gon' bag it up. Bag it. Shawty gon' bag it up. Yeah, shawty gon' bag it up. Shawty gon' bag it up. Shawty gon' bag it up. Why? Yeah, shawty gon' bag it up. Shawty gon' bag it up. Bag it. Shawty gon' bag it up. Yeah, shawty gon' bag it up. Shawty gon' bag it up. Shawty gon' bag it up. Why? Yeah, shawty gon' bag it up. Shawty gon' bag it up.